Collective, welcome to the channel. It is September 21st, 2025, and we're going to check in with Spirit, see what storyline they'd like to share with us. Thanks for being here, everybody. I hope you're well. Collective energy, please. Spirit, collective energy. Storyline for the collective, please. Storyline for the collective, please. All right. In the central energy for the collective, please, Spirit. Queen of Pentacles. Challenge position. Hierophant. Subconscious. Tower. In the recent past. King of Swords. Intentions and expectations. Five of Pentacles. In the near future. Ten of Pentacles. The lens it's being looked through. Temperance. In the environment. Ten of Cups. Hopes and fears. Hanged Man. Sacrifice. So that's what that is, right? People get the Ten of Cups unions and then they sacrifice their wife or their husband, whatever. Okay, the outcome is an Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, so somebody, it looks like they want a union so that they want a union with the Temperance Angel so that they can sacrifice them and get that abundance or something. Whatever. We got an Ace of Wands here. You're very strong, very passionate, and you're leaving that shit behind. We're going to see what's going on. There's masculines. So they're looking at the divine feminines right now to help release the other feminines who have been ensnared in this slavery. So divine masculines, it appears, are trying to enlist the help of divine feminine to free the karmics. Or at least one is. Trying to enlist the help of his divine feminine, or supposed. But it could just be another scenario like this, you know, where a masculine claims a divine feminine and then requests her help to free somebody else and then sacrifices the divine feminine. That's what it looks like. So let's get some clarification. We've got the Queen of Pentacles here. We got pets. In the challenge position, we have the Hierophant. we've got liar. We've got a tower. And yes, in the reverse, luck is not on somebody's side. King of Swords in the recent past. Pregnancy. Five of Pentacles. Divorce. Ten of Pentacles. Health. Temperance angel, temperance energy, balance, harmony restored, patience, a few more months. We've got the Ten of Cups here, a divine love. Give it time. We've got the Hanged Man, sacrifice, hopes and fears, sacrifice. Fire sign. Date night in the reverse. So, Ten of Cups, give it time. There's a fire sign here who knows about the sacrifice, you know, this union and then sacrifice of a freaking temperance angel who's patiently waiting. There's no date night with this fire sign because of this sacrifice shit. Ace of Pentacles. And moving. You've got your abundance and you're moving. So this fire sign is like, get the F away from me. You fucking bastard. They're in a damn tower. We got challenges and they'll be back. So somebody's having challenges coming back and gaining a commitment with you. They might be trying to travel toward you and manifest some kind of communication. This could be a water sign who is a gold digger, and you're using caution and you're saying no because you've just left that effing cycle where these masculines are out there effing each other and sacrificing divine feminines that they get a contract with. Bullshit. Fucking artists. Invisible boys sexing women up, luring them in with their love spells, getting them ready for a sacrifice, wanting you to go in and save their karmic choice so that they can dress them up in your temperance energy. This liar is in a tower. So there's a Queen of Pentacles here, getting a new pet, doing something with a pet. Sabotage. Their challenges, we've got the Hierophant here and liar. They may know that whoever this Queen of Pentacles is a liar. And reunion. Trying to get a reunion. We've got a tower, and yes, in the reverse, luck is not on their side. They lied about a reunion. We've got unfinished business. King of Swords and a pregnancy in the recent past. He knows the truth about a pregnancy. Irreplaceable. The way you love can never be matched. So the King of Swords has clarity regarding pregnancy, and something is irreplaceable. We've got a Five of Pentacles, divorce. So somebody's lost everything, or the intention or the expectation is that they're going to lose everything, or they're divorcing somebody. The truth has been revealed. So he knows the truth about a pregnancy. Maybe he's discovered the truth about somebody else, and so he's getting a divorce. Maybe he's with somebody who is a liar. Maybe this Queen of Pentacles is a liar trying to play this part. They might have gotten themselves pregnant, trying to trick this King of Swords into believing that they were it, but they were doing something with a pet and they sabotaged themselves. The truth has been revealed. We've got the Ten of Pentacles here, so you've got a lot of wealth. There's some kind of an inheritance regarding health, and we've got hope. You want a healthy, hopeful union. We've got a temperance angel here, balanced, being patient, and yeah, because there's third parties trying to get all up in their space, and they know it. So they're given this temperance angel is giving this time. You got this little hoe here, and you know that's a slave. So and this could very well be this King of Swords who came forward wanting to free this person, this slave. Reminiscing, yeah, people reminiscing about the good time jokes, how previous cycle somebody married you or whatever, and then they sacrificed you and dressed a third party up in your energy, and then proceeded to use your energy to F the world over with their frivolous, whoring ways. So you've got Hanged Man here, fire sign, and date night in the reverse. So there's a sacrifice of a fire sign. There's no date night. And we got shadow side. So there's somebody here wanting to sacrifice a fire sign. So yeah, we've got these third party enemies here wanting to get a divine union so that they can sacrifice a fire sign. They don't want to actually date them. They just want to sacrifice them into the shadow side. This is somebody here who's laughing about it. They think it's a good idea. This masculine wants you to come in and save his karmic from the shadow side, and the way that they do that is to, fuck up your world. Temperance angel. They want your abundance. You've got this Ace of Pentacles abundance here. You're moving. You might be changing residence. You're being a target. Somebody wants to talk to you. You're a target from an invisible man wanting you to save his karmic woman. Swap places, basically, is what he wants. There's disagreements here. This prideful person is a liar, but they want your soul contract. And so it's too late for them to take any action. Everybody's getting what they deserve. They still are daydreaming about being you. People are talking about it. You've got a new chapter here, but they didn't appreciate the beauty of you. They neglected you. They've been found unworthy of you. Their values are all about money. They want the destiny belonging to this family because this family has the money. So, yeah. You, darling, Temperance angel, you've got this Ace of Pentacles abundance. You've got somebody coming in. You've got this Ace of Pentacles abundance. You've got somebody coming in. You've got this Ace of Pentacles abundance. You've got this Ace of Pentacles abundance. You've got somebody coming in. 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 You claiming you, using your energy, wanting you to use your energy to free their karmic feminine in this third-party bullshit artistry. And, you know, they want you to swap places with this person. This feminine feels they are a nobody. They feel they are a slave. And this masculine wants you to free them so that they can sacrifice you and put you in the shadow. You know this is here. You're being patient. You're giving it time. You know this third party wants in your space and you're not letting them. It's just... There's a lot of love spells going on, sex magic. It's very tempting to fall into a fantasy that some invisible masculine might try to project onto you. You do have a Queen of Pentacles here doing something with pets. They sabotage themselves or they're trying to sabotage you and your reunion. We've got to change. They're trying to sabotage a change. We've got the Hierophant here who sees that they are a liar, that they've been lying. They're trying to get this reunion, or they've been lying about a reunion. They're doing blood rituals with pets, trying to sabotage this change. The Hierophant is there, recognizing the lies regarding this reunion. They're afraid. They're in a tower. Luck is not on their side. We've got unfinished business. They're trying to puppet a wholesome person. So they want to puppet a wholesome person. They want you in this divine union so that they can sacrifice you. You're a fire sign. They don't even want to date you. They just want you in the fucking shadow. Or maybe you don't want to date them because they are in the shadow. You recognize who they are. Driver. So there's a King of Swords here who knows the truth about somebody getting an irreplaceable person pregnant so that they can drive their experience, their life. We've got a Five of Pentacles, defeat. Somebody's lost everything. There's a divorce because the truth has been revealed. Wiseguy. Bought a freaking Wiseguy. Excuse my language, but I'm kind of upset. I don't like these masculines coming in playing sex games or sex magic, trying to get this going. They're trying to do sex magic right now to dominate and drive the life of a wholesome being. They're trying to get into your intimate energy so that they can drive you into this union and then sacrifice you. They see your Ten of Pentacles here. They know that you're very healthy and they know that you have hope for a loyal, faithful union. They're using magic on you. They could be using spirits. You're a temperance angel. You've got your intemperance energy. You're giving this time because you know that these third-party enemies are trying to get into your space. They have no purpose. And they're not able to get your purpose. You're a temperance angel. You're giving it time. You're not allowing these third-party enemies in your space because they have no purpose there. They have no purpose. And again, Ten of Cups unions, divine love. You're giving it time because you know that these third-party enemies are that have been laughing at your pain and suffering are still out there without purpose, trying to gain yours. You remember We've got the Hanged Man. They want to sacrifice a fire sign, but they can't get a date with the shadow side. They're being let go by a fire sign who's refusing to date them because they are dark. And we've got here and now. So they're in the shadows here and now. Fire sign isn't dating them. They're in the shadows. They're a third party hoe. They just want to sacrifice this fire sign and they know it. They're in an Ace of Pentacles abundance. They're moving, changing residence. So that could be energetically. Somebody wants to have a conversation. We've got a lot of freaking sorcerers and sorceresses out there working overtime. We've got time. Somebody wants to talk about time. So you're abundant. There's moving. Somebody wants to talk about time. You shine. You're innocent. You're a sovereign being. You're a temperance angel. And you're going home. Home and compass. And important. And spiritual freaking throne. Why? Because you preserved yourself and you did so perfectly. The work that you did was perfect. You didn't create any shortcuts. You didn't cheat. You didn't buy somebody off. You didn't take somebody else's life and empower your own with it. You simply are sovereign, temperance angel. Fire sign. You're all fired up about these jackwagons getting in there. They don't have any responsibilities, you know. They're working very hard at instability. They just want to F around and bring conflict with the expectation of taking your seat, your position, your life, your identity. This snake wants you to forgive them for this bad teaching of haunting people and creating drama in their lives. This explorer of consciousness, of the mind, these ones who have been raping the mind of the collective from an invisible place, pretending that they are a limelight position or visiting the giants here of the evermore. This witch, you survived this witch and their entertainment. Fucking losers. Yeah, I know they're big and I know they're bad and I know they do horrendous things, not only with their witchcraft and from the invisible, but from the physical when they get a hold of you. I know this. I've lived several lifetimes. I've lived and died brutally at the hands of these sacrificial bullshit artists who love to slaughter lambs. For profit. We got to be real careful here. You've got so there is like there's sorcerers, man. These aren't just your typical freaking warlocks. No, you got the big guys out now, the actual freaking sorcerers, and you know they're not working alone. They're a coven of sorcerers. There's masculine. And I swear, I think they're having sex with each other, trying to put that energy off onto this divine feminine to try to lure them in. Queen of Pentacles doing something with pets, trying to sabotage your reunion, trying to affect a change. They don't want family. They don't want this family coming together. There is a Queen of Pentacles here doing something with pets to sabotage this family. The Hierophant is here and knows that this person has been lying about you coming into a reunion with this bullshit artistry, and they're afraid. They're chicken. we've got real estate in the reverse. So they're losing everything. Perhaps there is a change and they're no longer part of the family. Maybe this Hierophant sees that they are a liar and they're not going to take part in it. They're afraid. They're getting kicked off the land. They're getting kicked out of the territory. They're in a tower. Luck is not on their side. There's unfinished business. They've been puppeting or driving wholesome people into failure, into, they set wholesome people up for failure and then they drive them into it for profit, for gain. They work for this puppet master, whoever the hell this is, this Wiseguy. So yeah, magic. They've been doing magic on wholesome people, driving their lives into the freaking grave, and they get paid for it. The Hierophant knows very well that this Queen of Pentacles is a liar. They've lied about you and they've lied about your counterpart. They've been doing magic, trying to drive the mind. So they drive this bullshit, this verbal rhetoric through the mind, and they like to drive it through the mind, and they like the person to be seen as having this kind of thought process being driven into the mind, and it's not even yours. You're a transmitter receiver, a biological transmitter receiver of the divine, an original messaging machine. You're not even a machine though. You're a bioform and a biologic with a spirit and soul. You're high tech. And these wise guys figured out how to hack you and drive in soap operas and then make it appear as though this is your effing life, and it's not. It's pure interference by this shit, because they know that you have hope and you're coming into a family, and they're doing their very best to destroy it. And, we've got time. So the King of Swords knows the truth about these drivers getting irreplaceable, the way you love cannot be matched, pregnant. In order to take part of their schedule, their life path, so that they can drive it, command it, the child, the household, the abundance. They're getting a 5 of Pentacles and a divorce. The truth has been revealed that this is a wise guy running around getting loving divine feminines pregnant just so that they can drive their lives into freaking misery. We've got stress in the reverse. There's no stress. They're not able to stress her out. They're getting a divorce. She's got a 10 of freaking Pentacles here. She's healthy. She's got hope of a divine union. She never gave up. The spirits know it. She gets eternal love. Somebody's been doing magic over it. She gets eternal love. She is a 10 of Pentacles, and she never gave hope on faithful, loyal union. She's holding at bay. Temperance angel, giving it a few more months, because she knows these third-party hoe bags are trying to get into her space, and they have no purpose. They have no purpose there. They're not gonna. These are indulgent freaking jackwagons who celebrate life upon the destruction of others. They have no purpose. We've got idea. So they have no purpose. They don't share the purpose. They don't share the same mindset. They don't have a halo. They don't have a powerful solar plexus energy. They don't have any of that. You've got the 10 of Cups, divine love, and you're giving it time. Everything in divine timing, let it flow. Because you've got this bullshit artistry here, and you remember the cruelty of these third-party hoes trying to get your life. They think they're a slave, and so they're gonna obey the commands and try to destroy you so that they can save themselves. And I don't know, man. You remember how sick they made you. So there's a release, a sacrifice, a letting go. This fire sign is not dating these people from this shadow who are here and now trying to get it. Look, here and now, there's evidence, there's research. You're doing your research here and now. You're letting it go. This fire sign sees things from a new perspective. And they're not dating. Because these third-party enemies in the shadows are all effing up in your energy. You've got an Ace of Pentacles here. You're moving. Either you're ascending up out of this mess. You're ascending up out of this mess, and they're desperate to drag you back down. They want you to save their karmic. They want you to trade places with their karmic. You've got an Ace of Pentacles abundance. You're ascending. Somebody wants to have a conversation with you. It's time for you to shine. You are innocent and sovereign. You're going home. You have the compass, the pathway. It's there. You are seen as important. You're getting on your spiritual throne. You saved yourself and you did not take any shortcuts. You investigated, you researched, and you trial and errored your way into a higher vibrational status and a more settled mindset, knowing what these guys do. You survived all of this. Natural disaster. You did it perfectly. You did not take any shortcuts. It could be that because you are on this spiritual throne and you know exactly what they did to you, that now these prideful people who took bribes to bring natural disaster to you are being stopped. They fell into the trap of their own curses. Okay? So, we've got prideful people are in a natural disaster because you've graduated. You didn't take any shortcuts. They were tempted to F you up, and now they're frightened. They're having paranoia because they're being stopped. They fell into a trap, the trap of this curse that they set for you. That was supposed to hit you, but you survived it all. You're on your spiritual throne, and now these prideful people are in a freaking paranoid natural disaster. They're protesting your high value, your status. They're blind to the gifts that you have, that you are. This coach, effing people's imagination up, trying to tap into their gifts and take them. They're being separated from your peace. They're being let go. They're being rejected because you have lived and learned about their practices. They left you alone and disappointed. They made you sick. And now they want to compromise with these sweethearts that are coming together here in eternal love. They're getting their reward. They're sleeping well. They're entering into their fate, which is eternal love, a marriage. And these mask wearers have lost. They're experiencing loss. You're getting your promise of a new family tree and inner peace. And these people who are preying on your downfall are in a nightmare. It's all freaking love magic. It's all freaking lust spells. It's all the invisible man or the invisible woman wanting to get into your womb space, your sacral space, and lure you into this so that they can sacrifice you to the shadows. The invisible man or woman who insists on remaining invisible as your lover, as your friend, is that. An invisible interference. Tapping in and using your energy, your attention to perform a deed according to their own mind. And these people never show up in the 3D. They never do. They just mind F you into some freaking fantasy so they can sacrifice you and then go live their happy life with the karmic that you have just saved by giving your life. And everything that you are, because when they sacrifice you into the shadows, they can then pull off of your abundance and have a great time. This this Queen of Pentacles here is probably one of those. She's sacrificing pets, trying to sabotage this family. There's a change. They're not part of the family anymore. They're getting divorced out of the family. They sabotage themselves. There's a change. They're being divorced out of the family. Maybe they got to go get a pet. They didn't get the money. They're not getting the money. The Queen of Pentacles sacrificing pets, trying to sabotage this family. They're no longer part of the family. They're not getting the money. The Hierophant is here knowing that they're a liar about this reunion. They're afraid they're not getting the real estate. They're not getting the real estate. They lied about this reunion, and the reunion is here. So they lied about the reunion, trying to get the real estate. They're afraid they did not get the real estate. They did not get the money. They're getting divorced out of this family. The reunion is happening. They're in a tower. Luck is not on their side. There's unfinished business. They have been doing magic on wholesome divine feminine, trying to take her place in this reunion. But the Hierophant knows that this Queen of Pentacles is a liar. She's been sacrificing, doing blood rituals on pets. Magic on this wholesome feminine, trying to replace her. They're in a tower. You got to be really careful here. You got the actual sorcerers. I mean, you had witches, wizards, warlocks. Now you got the full freaking blown sorcerers battling right now with their feminine slaves, I guess. We got a surprise. There's a big surprise coming up out of the water. This huge lie, this huge amount of magic that they've been doing on this wholesome person or people is a huge surprise. 6,000 pounds coming up out of the water. You know, when it's in the water, it doesn't seem like it's a big deal. King of Swords knows the truth about this driver getting an irreplaceable woman pregnant so that they could command her schedule. Widower. And then they widow them. They sacrifice them into the freaking shadows. A friend. According to an old woman, he's sick about this. They're in a 5 of Pentacles and a divorce. Truth is revealed about this Wiseguy. They can't bring you any more stress. This is a priest, man. They can't bring you any more stress. This is a Wiseguy priest. Freaking whore. You know? Playing as though there's some gracious, God-fearing masculine. So you got the 10 of Pentacles here and your health. You never gave up hope on a loyal, devoted union. And we've got the Ouija board here and eternal love, scholar. Temperance angel is using patience. Just a few more months. She knows that there's a third party enemy trying to get in her space. They have no purpose here. They have no purpose here. They just want to tap into your energy and your mind. And you know it. The entities trying to sex people up in this realm, the majority of them are either consciously affiliated with this scenario and purposefully doing magic to try to hijack divine unions, or they're puppets of. And they've been doing it constantly. They have no purpose. They've been constantly tapping into people who do have a purpose, these temperance angels. So there's a divine love here, and you're giving it time, everything in divine timing. You know that these third-party enemies who were reminiscing and joking about you are in your space, in your energy, and you remember the sickness, how sick they made you, how sick they make you feel, how they siphoned your life force and made you weak. They didn't give a shit about you. They want your help in saving the slaves and saving these poor little damsels, but they think it's fucking funny to hurt you. Oh, please help me, give me divine love, I need divine love. But then they do this to you in the shadow, and they freaking laugh about it. And they're right here wanting to do it, Temperance Angel. You remember. They're doing sex magic. There's a lot. Look, we've got service in the reverse. They didn't give you any services. They just want your marriage. It could be that you're sick about them, that you remember how sick they are, and you're not offering them any services. You're like, look, I've got all of this divine love is in me. You're the temperance angel. Divine love is in you. Eternal love is in you. These ones want to tap into it. They don't have it. You're enlightened. You're letting them go, fire sign. You're not dating anybody on the shadows. You are here and now doing research. You're doing research on those who are here and now. You remember how sick they made you, and you're not offering them any services, and they're sighing because you have evidence of what they have been doing here. You've got this Ace of Pentacles abundance. You're moving on up. You're ascending out of this mess. They're trying desperately to sex magic you back in. They want a conversation. They need to get into your heart space. It's time for you to, you are shining. You're innocent. You're sovereign. You're going home. You've got the path here. You're on your spiritual throne. You were self-preserved and you did it perfectly. You did not cut any corners. You did not make any agreements with these low vibrational hoe bags. You did not sell yourself into their service. You were in service to your own self, healing yourself through this joke. This freaking joke. This freaking joke that had no purpose other than to tap in to your shine and have a great time. So these prideful people are in a natural disaster. They're frightened and paranoid. They took a bribe, man. They've been stopped. They fell into their own trap. They cursed themselves, trying to curse you. And there's death. And there's death. For the pleasure seekers. For what they did to love. They're getting a misfortune. And because you were innocent, because of what they have been doing to the innocent children and the innocent young virgins, girls, boys, mothers, there's happiness here, and these servants of low vibrational brutality are in melancholy because you're getting the fortune of joy and youth. The gift of youth. And a wedding. There's conversation about what this haughty thief has done to the sweetheart. The sweetheart, they can't stop thinking about these wings that the sweetheart has. She's ascended. She's moving on up. Hopeful. And this soldier is a false whatever. Or maybe they told stories. It was a lie. They lied about you being a soldier. You weren't a soldier. The message is you're a lover. You're a lover. So these ones are sick and they're making their journey. There's death here for the pleasure seekers. And you're waiting because you have been waiting patiently. You are faithful. And they've been siphoning your energy from an unknown space as an invisible man or woman, siphoning your womb space, your sacral energy, doing sex magic. It's really intense and it's really foul. And there are multiple sorcerer masculines with their sorceress is doing stuff in the room of your house, the mental body of your house. This foe, this enemy, is in despair and praying. Their wife may have been sold into slavery because of what they did to the sweetheart here. There's an old woman who's sick because the Lord has her in a mental prison or an actual prison. Take it as it resonates. Take it as it resonates. So there's a Queen of Pentacles here doing something with a pet, trying to sabotage this family. There's a change. They're no longer part of this family. They sabotage their own damn self with this magic. They're not getting the money. They're losing their money. They have no courage. It's all fun and games. They fight people with this magic. They fight people, non-magical people. Non-magical people, daughters and sons of the Most High, that have this incredible light and connection to Source. They've been doing magic on these unsuspecting people. Most of these people probably think the magical realm is freaking science fiction, like all the books say it is. So the Hierophant knows that this Queen of Pentacles is a freaking liar. They've been lying about those entities or people coming into reunion. They're afraid. They did not get the real estate, and the reunion has happened between empaths. Those who actually have Source connection. The Tower is hitting them. They have no luck. Unfinished business. They did a lot of magic, driving and puppeting, wholesome, divine feminine. They're surprised. There's a huge surprise here. A whole big 6,000-pound thing of magic coming up out of the water that they were driving this feminine with. What did they do? Did they bury some freaking... What do they call those things? What do they create? Some freaking... magical platform or whatever that they sunk into the water? They're in regret. There's some kind of a control system in the water that they've been driving divine feminines with magically. It's being pulled up out of the water. They're in regret. This King of Swords knows about the truth about this driver getting wholesome people pregnant so that they can control their lives and then widow them and replace them with a friend, or act like they were a friend and then widow them, or have a friend widow them. Service. So the driver would get somebody pregnant so that they could command their schedule, and then they would hire a friend to do the service of making them a widow. They were unaliving their wives and their husbands. So now they're in a 5 of Pentacles. They're getting a divorce. They're not going to be bringing stress to this woman and her child. The truth is revealed about this Wiseguy priest. There's success here. This woman is irreplaceable. She knows that there's no greater goal than to love, and this Wiseguy priest somebody got her pregnant with the intention of using a friend to make them a widower. This is the Wiseguy priest and the freaking business that they are in. And they have this freaking Queen of Pentacles here, sabotaging people, blood sacrificing pets in order to sabotage Temperance Angel's family. They're no longer part of the family. They're getting kicked out. They're not getting the money. They're a freaking liar. They're a freaking liar. This Queen of Pentacles has been getting paid to destroy divine union. There is a Ten of Pentacles here. A Ten of Pentacles, an Ace of Pentacles, eternal love for a Temperance Angel. You've got a Ten of Cups union coming in. But you are surrounded by sorcerers and sorceresses, top of the line. You have ascended and you are ascending on up. You're moving on up. And the top of the line of their wicked people are out here right now trying to get you down. We've got denial in the reverse. There's no denying it. There's no denying it. They can't deny it. You're not being denied. You are not being denied. There is no denial for you. Why? Because you never gave up hope for this union, even while this scholar was sending ghosts and spirits and entities after you, trying to destroy you. You're not getting a denial. You're a Temperance Angel. Give it a few more months. You're giving it time, because you know that these third-party enemies are trying to get in your space, and they have no purpose there. Absolutely no purpose. They have been consistently trying to meddle in your energy. They have been consistently attaching themselves like a leech to those who have a bright white halo and a powerful solar plexus energy, so that they can dress up in it and wander around partying, thinking, oh, we're so successful. Look what we have snatched up. Look what the snatch has snatched up. I'm sorry. Somebody said this is where you came from. And you know, people like me, you know, centuries have gone by where we've been in energetic slavery. But there comes a point when you reject, you rebel, you say, no, I will not lay down. And this one doesn't do that. She's like, oh yeah, let me kill another pet. Let me go get this little loving creature and freaking shed its blood and send it into the shadows for suffering. Oh yes, I'm going to get paid big. Oh, they're so freaking excited to cause suffering for innocence and purity. They're under judgment for constantly doing this. Ten of Cups, divine union is here, but you remember the freaking inside jokes about them making you sick. You're not giving them any more services. You're not servicing them. Even if you wanted to, I don't think God would let you. It's done. You're going into eternal love. And you've got these sorcerers and sorceresses out there doing blood rituals and sex magic. These nasty Wiseguy priests are out there doing gang, RAPEs, trying to send that degraded, defiled energy into your womb. They want you rejected. They want you sick. They want to affect your health. And what it is right now, it could be that these ones are sick. You're no longer providing services of health. You're no longer making certain that they are healthy. You're not allowing them to tap into your energy or anything that you offer. You're releasing them. There's a sacrifice by a fire sign, or there's a hanged man. There's some kind of release. You're seeing things from a new perspective. You're letting them go. You're letting them go. You could be pausing. The pause. You're a fire sign. You're not going on no dates with these shadow dwellers. You're doing your research here and now. Anybody who presents themselves to you, you're going to investigate thoroughly to find out exactly what they want and who they are. And you're making sure that they don't get into your damn space, because you know that they're all freaking whacked in the head wanting to do a 3D thing. They're insane. They have no purpose. This is over. There's death in the mind. It's over. They may be trying to send death energy to your mind. They're nasty. I can tell you that. Their energy is foul. We've got acceptance and trust. So there's research here and now. The research has been accepted. The research is trustworthy. You're not dating these people because they're shadow dwellers who have the intention of trying to sacrifice a fire sign. You know who these people are. They're sighing. They're like, oh, why do they have to go do research? You've got your Ace of Pentacles here. You're moving on up. You're ascending. Somebody wants to have a conversation. Time. It's time for you to shine. You're innocent. You're sovereign. You're going home. You've got your compass, your pathway. You are seen as important. You're going onto that spiritual throne. You self-preserved, and you did so without taking shortcuts. These prideful people are in a natural disaster. They're frightened. They're having paranoia. They took a bribe to curse you, and they fell into their own trap. They are stopped. These pleasure seekers are dying. There's death here. Discipline. They're receiving discipline. They're being disciplined for what they have done. There's a change coming for love. You will surrender doubt and indecision. And those guilty of laughing at you while they hurt you, these prideful people. You've got your freedom from them, and you've got peace. You're releasing all of that negative energy. You have grown in consciousness and awareness and in happiness, and your ability to remain happy, grateful and thankful, forgiven. You accept responsibility for your own well-being. You're honest and truthful even when the world lies about you and to you. You have gifts of the soul that benefit yourselves and others, and you grew your garden alone. Nobody helped you. And so they have failed, and they are in grief because you're moving forward into relationships that serve the greater good. You're very patient, and you're coming into your abundance as a limitless being. These envious ones are worried, and they're in fear regarding your purpose. See, they wanted to come in and tap you. They wanted to come in and come here. These third-party enemies wanted to come into your space and delay your purpose, thwart your purpose, and that's what they've been doing. That's what they've been doing, and so they're under judgment because they've been delaying the purpose of bright, shining people, and they've been doing so consistently. They have no purpose. You've got friends now tapped into your mental body, and there's death to this adversity. You have persevered by remaining balanced and harmonized within your own self. You're a being of love. That doesn't mean that you're not disgusted by these interfering Wiseguy priest, freaking sorcerer bro-hos doing their sex magic. It's sickening. Trying to puppet wholesome divine women. It's so sick. And they wander around like they're a man of God. It's like, are you kidding? You're so gross, man. And I'm supposed to look up to you? I'm supposed to think you're a man of God when you're out there jerking off or cornholing your buddy, trying to do sex magic upon a wholesome divine feminine? It's gross. Trying to delay love between a man and a woman? What the hell you got going on there, priest? I don't know, but you're sick. The only reason they get women pregnant is so that they can get their friend to cause them to become a widower and then replace them with their chosen one who probably doesn't have a vagina. They take over the life of that child, pretending that the one who doesn't have a freaking vagina is their mother, and it's not. They put the mother in the freaking shadow as soon as they could because they can't stand her. They just need the 10 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. A negative influence is what this Queen of Pentacles is. They do blood rituals with pets, trying to sabotage families. So now there's a change. They're no longer part of the family. They're no longer getting the money, and they don't have any courage. They're a freaking lowlife, murderous, thief. The Hierophant is here, knowing that she's a liar and has lied about this reunion or anybody coming together in union. They're afraid. They're not getting the real estate. The reunion between empaths has happened, or it is happening. They're very well challenged by it. They're fighting. There's a battle here. It's like, bitch. This is my life. This is my freaking life. You get your third-party hoe bag right out of my energy. If God decides to give you my life, I am going to be shocked. I mean, granted, it has happened many times in the past, but that's because your magic worked. But your magic is being exposed. So, I swear the disgust is growing. It's like every day I get so sick. Especially after spending the evening with these, look, mirror freaking magic. Those little, look, they're slave girls out here doing slave tricks for little Wiseguy priests trying to get a pentacle and a good life, right? You can't really blame them. It's what they know. It's what they've been taught. It's what they've been trained. They're a pet. They're a pet. A little sex kitten. So they're surprised. They're in regret for doing the mirror magic. King of Swords knows the truth about this Wiseguy priest getting irreplaceable, loving, divine feminines pregnant, and then scheduling a friend to come in and offer the service of making them a widower for the gifts that belong to the irreplaceable woman. To dominate her energy after having a child, they bind them into this contract and then unalive them into the shadows and then draw off their energy, dressing up their their chosen feminine that doesn't have a vagina, who raises the child as though it's their own. While the actual divine temperance angel suffers in the freaking shadows. And they think it's so freaking funny to make you sick, to create rumor about you that was never ever true. They're in a 5 of freaking pentacles. They're getting a divorce. They're not allowed to stress you out anymore. The truth is here about this Wiseguy priest. You're a success. You know there's no greater goal than to love. They cannot bring you any more stress. You're a golden nugget. You're a golden nugget. You are the prize. And they knew it. That's why they wanted you in the shadow, because that's the only way they can get out of the shadow is if they put some light into it. And then they get a little reward for feeding the shadow monster. This is their father. This is their father. This is their father. They claim they have 2 fathers. They've been playing one against the other. Communication. They may want to communicate. You've got a 10 of Pentacles here, and you've got your health. You never gave up hope for a faithful, loyal union, and you're not receiving denial for this eternal love. You have a scholar here using the Ouija board on you. Ghosts, mimicry. You're not being denied eternal love. These ghosts have been mimicking you. These frauds inhabiting what? Cloned flesh temples made out of stolen DNA. Look like you, talk like you, but they're not you. They're a freaking ghost playing a role, a script. Waterproof. So it's waterproof. They can't touch you. This third party is not getting in your space. Absolutely not. They're under judgment for delaying the purpose of the bright, shining temperance angel. You're getting a 10 of Cups, divine love, but you're giving it time because you've got these third-party ghosts, these actors and actresses, these sorcerers and sorceresses of the freaking underworld, the shadow side. They're all up in your space here, so you're giving it time. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to wait for you to perish. Because that's what they're doing. You're not offering them any more services. And sex just isn't where it's at. I'm sorry. It lasts, 5 freaking minutes? Boom, done. Unless you're having a rape fest, freaking priest, with your little orgy priests, your little sorcerers, gang raping a poor little slave girl, and then putting that energy on one of the divine feminine. You're sick. You're sick. Pulling up everybody's seeds. Yeah. So, you know what you're doing? You're not offering them any more services of health. You're not making certain that they stay alive or that they're healthy. You remember what they did? You remember how they made you sick. You're not dealing with it. You're going to go ahead and plant your seeds. And you're not offering them any more services. You know what? You're like, hey, I've got divine love. It is right here in me. I've got a garden to grow, Jezebel Gigolo, and you're just going to have to stay away from me because I know that you have the intention of sacrificing me. That's it. So this is a fire sign who's refusing to go on a date with this shadow creature because they're doing their research and they see here and now that this is a shadow dweller. So you're getting the information straight from the divine. You can trust it. You accept it. You know that God's not going to let you do this. He's not going to let these people into your world. They're getting divorced out of your energy. There's death here for the pleasure seekers that have been feeding on you. So they've whipped out their freaking sorcerers now, and they're out there doing, it's sick. It's actually really sick. brutal, sick fucks. You're going in a new direction. Going in a new freaking direction. You know these are shadow dwellers wanting to come in and sex you up with their stupid little phallus. They're freaking diseases of the mind, of the body, of the spirit. Ace of Pentacles, abundance. You're moving on up. You're ascending. These ones want to talk. They want to talk. But and maybe you are. Maybe you're in connection with a higher dimensional frequency. It's time for you to shine. You're innocent. You're sovereign. You're going home. You've got your compass here. You're seen as important. You're getting your spiritual throne. You have self-preserved, and you did so without taking shortcuts. You're a navigator. You can lead others into this ascension by sharing your experience and your path, your wisdom. You know that there are third-party tramps out there doing sex magic, these priest wise guys, trying to get in your energy and thwart your purpose once again, which is to navigate and guide people up into ascension. That is what it's all about. But you've got these wise guy priests out there doing freaking orgy magic or rape fest, putting this defecated energy into the divine collective, trying to lower their vibration, trying to dim their light, trying to filthy them up so that this Hierophant doesn't recognize them. They're receiving discipline. Prideful people in a natural disaster, they're having paranoia. They took bribes to hurt you, to try to trap you with their curses, and they're being stopped. They're backfiring on them. There's death here for the pleasure seeker. They're receiving discipline for this bullshit, and you're getting abundance. They could be getting an abundance of discipline, or maybe you're getting abundance because you are disciplined. Take it as it resonates. Everything they do is being observed, and they're receiving wrath. You're going to be able to have a good time with your sweetheart in this new chapter. These scavengers are being warned to stay out of your space. It's forbidden. They're not supposed to be doing this. You survived, and you are protected. Nature is going to see to it that you soar, that you receive this ascension. Mother Nature. These who caused mischief for the anomaly is in grief. They are in grief. All of them are in grief. They've been doing forbidden, heinous crimes against the anomaly. And you are free from this trickery and the risk that it poses. I'm going to go ahead and leave that one here. Energetically, these people are so freaking foul. It is so sick. It is so freaking sick. They're running around in their little freaking robe, holding their little freaking book. And they're nothing more than a freaking network of rapists. Getting people pregnant so that they can drive them into widowhood, shadow side. Feed them to their father. while claiming your gifts, the gifts that belong to the seed that they now own rights to. I probably read this story too soon in the morning because, it's fresh. This evening's foul, energetic interference. So, my apologies. I get so disgusted by it sometimes. I really should pause before I relay the story to you, but it's the energy of the moment. I hope that this brings clarity to something that you already intuitively knew, and I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.